Do you want to make the phone ring, the door swing, and the till ding? I thought so. Stay tuned for the ultimate guide to your Google listing. In 15 minutes or less, I'm going to show you a fix that will have customers flocking to your door. A Google listing is one of the most powerful tools in the digital marketer's toolbox if you're a local business looking for customers within a specific radius. If you're looking for those customers who live within 1, 2, 3, 10 kilometers of your business, your Google listing is going to be hugely influential to get those customers to find you, to phone you, to walk through your door and make purchases with you. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the new, and Google might say improved, but I haven't talked to a local business owner who agrees with that yet, on how to set up the new Google Business Profile. So we've always called it Google My Business. Now we call it Google Business Profile. It's really the same thing. One of the very first tips I'm going to give you is make sure you know which Chrome users are able to access your listing. And if you have multiple users created in your Chrome browser, make sure that each of those users have access to the listings they need to be able to edit. That way, when you search for your business, your Google listing is always going to come up first, and it will be prominent so that you can easily edit it. So that's your first tip. Make sure you're logged in to the correct Chrome user to access your Google listing. If you get your users confused, if you have multiple users that can sign in on a Chrome browser, then what I recommend that you do is share access to the listing with each of those different users. And how do you share access? Let's go ahead and do that right now. So when I click the small 3 dots on the right-hand side of my listing, the first option that pops up is Business Profile Settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click Business Profile Settings. If I was wanting to add a new manager to this particular listing, I would come in here, click Add, type the email address for the person I want to add. After you add the email address that you'd like to share your listing with, you can select for that person to be a manager of the listing, which will let them post content and make minor modifications, or you can have them be the owner. There are 2 different owner levels. The first, just being an owner, lets the person have wide open access to the listing, but they can't delete it. The primary owner that you don't see here, which is myself, the primary owner is the only level of management for the listing that can go ahead and delete the listing. So once you've added somebody, go ahead and invite them, and off it'll go. The next big piece we're going to look at is Edit Profile. So the first icon on the top row, Edit Profile, I'd like you to go ahead and click that. Once you click Edit Profile, you will now see your business name, your business category, descriptions. So this is where you're going to see all of the details about your business. I'd like you to go ahead and take a look at the categories on this particular listing, or let's go ahead and look at them on this listing as well. So you can see that this business has 3 categories. She's a Reiki therapist, a training center, and a wellness center. Where those categories come into play is on Google Maps. Let's go ahead and look at the categories on this particular listing. So we can see that there are probably 8 or 9 different categories, everything from marketing agency to business development service. When we look at this listing from the map perspective, this is where the categories will appear. So if you think of categories as being a catch-all, every business who is a marketing agency would be listed in that category. Every business who is or has a training center would be listed in that category. And that's why it's so important to list your business in multiple categories. By having your business appear in multiple listing categories, more customers are going to find you, Your description is also very important, and we're going to talk about description in just a second. So you can see as I scroll down, most of the blanks, most of the fields have been populated. More used to be called attributes, and more is simply a place where we as business owners can indicate some of the differences with our business. So for example, we might say, yes, we are LGBTQ and transgender safe. We may also say that we have free Wi-Fi. We may go so far as to say that our business is female owned or not. So those are just some of the attributes that we can change along the way. We can tell Google the different types of payments that we can make. So what I want you to do is right from the very top where you see your business name, right down to the very bottom where you see service options, or you might have something underneath this. I want you to go through line by line by line and make sure that the information is complete and up to date. Hours are very important. If your business hours are Sunday to Thursday, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, 9 till noon, I want you to go ahead and bring the hours right up to date. So this icon that we were working from, Edit Profile, is probably the most important icon to get to know when it comes to managing your Google listing as it is today. The next most important one that I'm going to talk about is performance. So when you go ahead and click performance, you're going to be able to see how many interactions you had on your listing. Calls, messages, bookings, directions to your location, website clicks. What I'm most interested in here is the keywords. So when you scroll down just under the graph, on the right-hand side, you're going to see the search breakdown. The words that someone was actually searching for when they found your listing, when your listing appeared, when they possibly clicked on your listing. I want you to make note of the top 10 to 15 keywords that show up here. Depending on how many views your listing has, you might have tens of thousands, you might only have half a dozen. So make note of the first 10 to 15 keywords or where you see the bulk of your searches coming from. I want you to grab a scrap of paper and just quickly write down what those top 10 to 15 words are. Because what I'd like you to do after you've written those down is come back to Edit Profile, and where you see your description, I'd like you to rewrite your description using the exact phrases that your customer is already using when they're finding your listing. Finding more customers who are already similar to the folks that you're working with, who are buying from you, is way easier and faster than trying to uncover a whole new market. So in this particular case, we're going to take the keywords and work them into our description. The other thing that we'll also look at while we're in performance is we want to understand, based on how many actions people took from our profile, what's our conversion rate? So we can see, for example, that in the last, let's go to the last month. We can see that in the last month, this particular listing had 59 interactions. They're a small local Reiki business. And we can also see that 166 people viewed the profile. Well, if I divide those two numbers, 60 divided by 166, I can see right away that just about 30% of people who see my listing are clicking through and taking an action. The typical conversion rate that we would see is somewhere around the 5% mark. So anything above 5% is fantastic. And obviously we want it to keep moving higher and higher as we fine tune who it is that people will work with. But I'd like you to go through and calculate your conversion rate. Now that you have your conversion rate in hand, let's see what we can do to drive new views of your listing and more conversions. So messaging is just a handy tool that if you want to be able to have conversations with your customer before they phone you or book an appointment, you can turn messaging on and you will get a message on your phone just like a text to have a conversation with someone. The next icon that we're going to click on is photos. Adding photos to your listing will get your business found twice as fast as not. So I want you to make sure that you've got photos uploaded of your business, that you've added a logo, and you have a cover shot. How do I know if I've added a cover photo or a logo? Over on the right-hand side, do you see your logo? Do you see a cover photo? What pictures are you seeing? If you're seeing nothing but the Google provided photos, it means that you need to go back, put in a cover photo, add a logo, and get all of your photos onto your listing. Okay, let's do a couple small ones, and then we're going to hop into a couple more big ones. Adding an update to your listing is exactly the same as posting to social media, but the content is different. We can add a business update. Hey, we're now open Saturdays. We're going to be open late Thursday evenings through Christmas, or we've had to close this week because we had flooding in the store. So any kind of update can go in this first category. You can also include information here about the goods and services that you offer. So an update is really broad category. Put your information in there, very similar to what you would share on social media. An offer, on the other hand, has a start and a finish. So it has a start date, a finish date, because it's a special offer. The last category is event. And you can go ahead and add an event. Same thing, you're going to have a start date, you're going to have an end date, and then you're going to have details. The 3 different types of updates help you share with Google and with your potential customers what it is that they can expect from your business. So if you just got new stock for one of your most popular products, absolutely share it on your social channel, but get it on your update, because Google is constantly searching websites and listings to better understand where to send search traffic. So always keep an update, an offer, or an event on your listing, and you want to add new content in this particular section once a week. No exceptions there. Once a week, a new update or a new offer or a new event. Updates are the most common because they can be just about anything about your business. And if we scroll down here are our 2 most recent updates. Do a ton of people read them? No, but it does help your listing get found, and that's what we're looking to accomplish. Okay, 2 big ones left. Edit products. I want you to make sure that you have at least 3 products on your listing. What if you don't sell something physical? This is a digital marketing course that we teach. It is not a physical product, but it's packaged as a product. So anything that you do that you can package as a product can be added to your listing as a product. You want to make sure that you have at least 3, because when Google displays it to the customer, they add 3 boxes. Because I'm a manager or the owner of this particular listing, I automatically see the add button, but if it wasn't my listing or something that I could access, we would not see this add button, and I would instead be seeing 3 products. Services don't impact search results. Yes, absolutely make sure that your list of services is accurate, but I don't spend any time and effort rewording them, making them be perfect, because it doesn't impact my search result. When I wanted to be able to turn on online booking, I just went into the booking icon, connected, and Google now shows a large blue booking button. So it makes it super easy for customers to be able to book a nail appointment, book a massage, book a hair appointment. Very last category we're going to hit up is asking for reviews. So Google is going to give us a link so we can ask anyone that we want to leave a review for our business. We can share it by email. We can just copy and paste it. We can toss it into WhatsApp. We can add it to Facebook. We can share this link wherever we want. The absolute most important thing is, what do you do with those reviews once you get them? If you're not already doing it, make sure that you're following the ultimate review formula, and you'll find the link below. All right, so there we have it. That is the new Google Business Profile. Lots of changes from Google My Business. whole new way to get around to find the icons you need. Remember, the two most common and most important icons you're going to follow are the three dots on the right-hand side, as well as the edit profile house in that first row. If in doubt, go to one of those two places, and the edit profile button, those will be the two places you go most often. Of course, asking for reviews all the time as well. And there you have it, the 15-minute fix to make the door swing, the phone ring, and the tail ding. If you'd like to learn more, be sure to check out the link below. We'd love to see you get found.